I got to, where's that today? If we didn't push, these young kids didn't beat these police up, or did they did to these police, we wouldn't even came this far.
All right, well, Stephanie, thank you so much. And again, Bourbon, I know you heard in the background there, and from time to time, all that beeping, people are happy to hear at least the first step here in which the state attorney has announced that there's enough probable cause to charge these 6 officers. John?
Renee, it was so interesting. You asked your guest if they expected this to happen. I got to tell you, I was at an intersection not too far from where you were yesterday talking to a bunch of young men here, and they absolutely did not expect this, and they certainly did not expect it soon. They are under the belief here, many people are, that the system is rigged against them, and they were saying that if it had been them, charges would have already been filed. You hear that so much on the streets. If this were me, charges would already be filed. Well, now they have been filed. So, Renee, I'm wondering if you can show me the scene a little bit from where you are. I know that law enforcement really started ramping up in the minutes before the state's attorney's press conference. They obviously knew something was going on. They increased the security presence. Show me what's around you in terms of both security and in terms of the population on the streets.
Well, if you look just across the street here, and of course it's an intersection, so it may be difficult, but you'll see there is still a presence, but the shields are up. They look like they're in a much more relaxed mode, and I'm going to have my photographer just kind of turn a little bit more to your left so you can see the presence here to the left. So they are still here. However, they look a bit relaxed here. We also saw a couple of the members from the National Guard. They did leave shortly after. But again, there's still a presence here. I have to tell you, though, John, I spoke with another young man who said to me, look, this is great news. He was surprised at the fact that the state attorney announced that there is enough probable cause to charge these individuals. But he, unlike Stephanie we just heard from, he's not optimistic that in the end, see, take a listen. You hear that? That's what we hear in the intersection. And that's what we've been seeing minute after minute as the cars come through, because people are just excited. And many of them that I spoke to said they just did not expect this. They said, and in the words of a young man I just spoke to about 5 minutes ago, he expected the story to play out like how it's played out before many times before, in which they did not think any charges or any probable cause would be filed against these officers. So they feel a bit victorious out here, but then there's the second half, and you can see they're in the middle there, waving their hands, kind of pumping their fists. I want to introduce you to somebody here, because I saw this woman right across the street. You were very energetic. What is your first name?
My name is Lisa. My last name is Mills, and I am totally excited. This is a statement not just for Baltimore, but for the United States of America. And I want to tell you, we got good police officers, and it's just those few bad officers. We don't want them here. We don't want them disrespecting the name of our police department, okay? I'm so excited. It's tremendous.
I've been asking everybody this question. I mean, are you surprised at what the state attorney announced? Did you expect that this is what you were going to say?
Of course not. I'm not surprised at all. It was obvious just by the small amount of footage that we have seen so far that the police did not follow the orders the way that they should have. They did not follow procedures. They did not follow procedures. They did not.
Thank you so much.
Yes! Yes!
And if you look at this man, he's gotten very emotional here, John.
We gave our lives for this country. And look at you. Is this what it's coming to, man? I love this fucking country too, just as much as you do. We fighting for a reason, man. I was willing to give my life for this country, man. Look at this community now, man. You're the same people I went to war with.
man.
Tell me. I see that you're
Oh.
very emotional. You're very emotional. Tell
This is
me and
crazy,
explain to me where that's coming from.
This is crazy, man. They talking about we part of this country, man. How can we be? How can we be part of this country? Look at this, man.
But the state attorney just announced there's...
I heard that. I heard all that. It's the same script. Just a different time. See,
You don't believe charges in the
I
end?
don't
They
believe
will...
anything until I see the end result. We gotta stop being pacified. Every time they throw us a bone, they want us to calm down, man. We need to wait till the end result come in, man. But look, I was willing to give my life for this country. Look at my community, man. Look around here. The same people who we go to war with coming to war on us. When I was in the Marine Corps, they called me a patriot, a Marine. But now that I'm fighting for my people, they call me a fucking thug. No, I'm not sweetening nothing up. They call me a thug when I fight for my people.
So it sounds like you're not satisfied with the state attorney's announcement.
Look around. Would you be satisfied? Look around right here. Would you be satisfied with this if it was your community? And I don't even live around here.
You know?
I live in Belvedere Square.
You need to go to Belvedere Square.
No, these my people. No, you don't tell me where to go, man. I have family here.
Man, I'm a victim and everything else.
I'm a victim as well.
You can be?
You want me to show you how many times?
All right.
You want to show me how many times? No, man. This ain't about you and I, man.
It ain't.
Then look around and look around there.
It's all peace and loving everybody, man. It's all peace, man.
All right, John, so you can see there's a combination of emotions here, people who are happy with the verdict of what the state attorney had to say, and some people who are just not satisfied because this is just the beginning. Obviously, this has not gone to trial yet. But in this intersection, a mix of emotions at this point.
That's a great way to put it, Renee. A mix of emotions. There's a palpable buzz here right now in Baltimore, and it's not just the helicopters that are all flying overhead to get the aerial images on the streets. There are people with bullhorns. There are people with whistles. There are people honking their car horns as they drive, and they are learning this news that charges will be filed against 6 police officers in the death of Freddie Gray, ranging all the way to second-degree depraved heart murder against Officer Caesar Goodson. He was the officer driving the van when Freddie Gray, so says the state's prosecutor, banged his head or had his head banged up against the back of that van, causing that spinal cord injury, which ultimately led to his death. I'm joined right now by Bishop Walter Scott Thomas, the preacher at the New Psalmist Baptist Church. It's one of the largest churches here, I believe, in the city of Baltimore. And I have to say, and this is so important, over the last several days, there has been so much work in this community to keep things calm and to keep things peaceful. We've seen it from the clergy. We've seen it from elected officials. We've seen it from law enforcement as well, and it has largely been successful since the riot broke out on Monday. What do you think the reaction will be today as we go forward, and what do you intend to bring to the community as a message?
I think this is one of the most positive days we've seen in my lifetime. I think the community is going to be excited by this news. From the young people on up, there will be those who will have expected more, but the reason they will expect more is because the problems are so great. But for the majority of persons in this city, this is an unbelievable and unprecedented activity. The state's attorney charged people today, and that was not something anyone was expecting.
I think you're right. And we're also here with legal analyst Sonny Hostin, I should say. You know, I've been out there talking to the same people you have, and no, people certainly did not expect this, at least not today. They did not expect it. We heard a man talking to Renee Marsh, a very frustrated man who still doesn't trust the system. But this is the legal process at work, working the way that I know people in the clergy here have been frustrated that it hasn't been working in the past. Look, these officers may not be convicted. They'll face a jury.
But they started. The process has started. It was, to be very candid with you, we were very nervous Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we were afraid it was going to be bad today. So the pastors do what pastors do. We called the city to pray. And we called all of our friends across the country. We had a prayer network going from Alaska to California to Florida to Maine and everything in between. Churches everywhere at 7 o'clock last night praying. because we were worried about what would happen. And we asked God. That's what we did. You know, we work in community, but we serve God. And we knew that only God could fix the problem here. Did we expect something this monumental? No. Did we expect to hear the state's attorney give down indictments? No. But are we excited about it? Absolutely. This calms a lot in our city. Our young people have never seen a victory. Many of them who we see are 17 and 18, they came to their teenage years with Trayvon Martin. They've seen one defeat, and they've seen one person after another killed, and nothing happened.
You call this a victory. I want to make clear. You're not calling the riots, the violence that broke out on Monday a victory. No, the victory is in the work that was done since then. The